Hey all. Hey, I wanted to just talk a little about this guitar. I just got this, came today. Still getting used to it, of course. It's a 2000 6120, Gretsch 6120. And it's had some upgrades. TV Jones pickups. I have the originals, but I'm going to keep these TV Jones because I like them. It's had a refret with gold fret wire. Did they do all of them? Some Gretsch freak out there might be able to tell me. I don't know if they came with gold fret wire, but I like that. It's a nice touch. Matches all the gold trim. It's kind of nice. And the tuners are upgraded with these locking, things. I got to get used to the. I have the original tuners too, but I got to try these for a little while and decide whether I want to keep them or not. Because the gear ratio is insane on these things. You could turn that for 5 minutes and it barely changes the pitch of the string. So I got to decide whether I like it or not. But I have ended up with, almost accidentally, because I didn't set out to do it, but I've ended up with a bunch of Pete Townsend guitars, I got this one now, got the number 5 Deluxe that's converted to Pete Townsend spec. I got that Jerry SG, which doesn't have the P90s, but look and feel wise it kind of looks like a Pete guitar. I got the J200. So I ended up with 2 Schecters. I adore Pete, but I didn't set out to buy a bunch of Pete guitars. It just happened that those are the right guitars for the right price at the right time, and I ended up acquiring. But this one I did specifically set out to sort of get a Pete guitar because I got the Black Falcon, so I kind of figured I was covered on Gretsch. But this one came along, and it was, the flame is insane. I don't know if you can really get it on camera. And there's flame on the sides, there's flame on the back, there's flame on the headstock. This thing is just covered. It's like got chicken pox of flame. So I gotta get used to it. I never use. I got a few guitars with Bigsby on them, and never use them. I just like the look of it. It's like a Cadillac strapped onto the guitar, but I don't use it. I don't use it for anything. Just keep it folded back. That is, of course, the curse of a Gretsch, trying to keep it in tune with the Bigsby, and that's tough. I'm not gonna lie. That's why Pete never plays this on stage. But maybe I'll work out some quad. Maybe we'll work out some of that, or do a Who's Next. This is the Who's Next quad guitar. If you want to know how Pete got the tones for those albums, mostly this guitar, the 6120. He always calls it a Chet Atkins, and again, this is a thing for you Gretsch freaks to answer. But and I've seen them called a Gretsch Chet Atkins 6120. But I think there are some finer differences. For like, even on 6120s, you can get them with these. I like these thumbnail markers. I prefer those. But you can get them with the blocks. You can get them with those other weird-looking ones that are almost like a Gibson-ish crown inlay. But in fact, I know some of the Chet Atkins models have painted on F-holes, because I know Chet himself had complaints about feedback. So I know they do them, or have done them, with painted on holes. This is, and I'm looking right through it, I can look through the F-holes. This is a full hollow body with no center block. So I think some of them might have a center block and be semi-hollow, I don't know. But that's the specs of this one. Neck-wise, it's definitely different on the neck from the Black Falcon, and my thumb is technically, I'm fretting the E string there with my thumb over the top. So it is a little bit narrower neck. The body, give credit to my wife. I pulled it out of the case, let it warm up to room temperature before I opened the case, and or cool down room temperature, as the case may be. But my wife took one look at it and said, you know, that's a slightly smaller body than the Penguin. And I'm like, yeah, okay, thank you, guitar expert. Sure enough, I pull them both out and measure. It's about 3/4 of an inch narrower. So she knows guitars better than I do by eyeballing. So it is a slightly different specs, and of course the TV Jones pickups are very different on this one. So it is a different guitar, and I kind of expected they'd be a little bit more similar, but these are definitely brighter pickups and give them a little bit more of a kind of classic older Gretsch tone. I don't do rockabilly. I don't do much of that, so I'll probably just use it for rock stuff and do it for Beatles stuff. I don't know if I'm going to keep both. This one I'm going to keep. So the question is, does the Falcon go or not? But I literally don't have. I don't have room in this. Well, in this house, let alone this room. So we're gonna give this some work. So it's another one added to the herd. But I like it. So far, so good. And gosh, it's beautiful. This is one you could just hang on a wall and never even play it and just adore it, you know. So we'll see what we can get out of it. Good luck.